establish a framework for a decision making.
Establish a framework for decision making. Okay. What else?
And the team should make clear goals.
Okay, set clear goals.
And they should value each member.
Value each member, but value for what?
Each member's opinion.
Value each member's opinion. Okay. So I think that evaluate, is that right?
Yes.
Not value. Okay, so evaluate each member. Oh my god. Members' opinion.
And the team should they should break down barriers to build relationship.
Break down barriers to build relationship. Okay, so I mean that build good relationship, is that right? Among team members. Okay, what else?
And they should think as a team, not as an individual.
They should think as a team. Okay, so it means that maybe we say that how can we say build up good team spirit, is that right? Okay.
That's all we could think of.
Okay, so what else? Okay, so thank you, room number 1. Now, the other room, can you maybe identify for me about the other tips? What other tips can we add more? Now, for example, if we said about set clear goals, so maybe we think that set clear and common goals, it should be better. And then maybe when we talk about the build up good team spirit, I think that we also have forgot one very important thing, that is how to delegate or how to assign the tasks. So maybe assign, or maybe we say that delegate tasks clearly to each member. Okay, and I think that one more important thing, that is we should have maybe, because we established framework for decision making, but before that I think that have good plan for achieving the goals, right? Okay, so I think that these are also the teams that we can use to do and to become a successful teamwork. Okay. Okay, now the next thing is that because we talk about the tips for successful teamwork here, so we come to the next one, that is maybe the reasons for the meeting and how many types of meeting are there. So because we know about the different maybe very important role of meetings to the team, so that's why we have to answer 2 questions. Why do we have team meetings, or what are the reasons for team meeting, and how many types of meeting are there? So for the first questions, you can think at home and then give me the reason. But for the second questions, how many types of meeting are there, you can find out the answer in your course book. So in fact, there are 4 types of meeting: the cafe meeting, the stand-up meeting, the 8-timer meeting, and also the working meeting. And in order to distinguish, could you please look back at page 32 on your course book and answer my questions, how to distinguish among the 4 types of meeting here. What are the differences between the cafe meeting, the stand-up meeting, the 8-timer meeting, and also the working meeting? Now, the next thing is that the questions for you is which type of meeting do you prefer? So after maybe identify the four types of meeting and distinguish among them, you have to answer the next questions. Which type of meeting do you prefer? So these are the three questions that you will have to prepare at home yourself. So now let's look back. The first question is what are the reasons for the meeting? How many types of meeting are there and how can we distinguish among the four types of meeting? And then the question number 3 is which type of meeting do you prefer? So these are the three things that you have to do at home. Now, so when we talk about maybe the meeting, we also have to mention about the team roles. Now, so when we talk about the team roles, so when we talk about the team roles, so let's look at the team here. So in fact, when we talk about the team role, we have to know that there are two criteria to classify them. The first one is based on the task, and the second one is based on the behavior. So if we classify them if we classify the team role based on the task, so it means that there are five roles, including team leader, team facilitator, team recorder, timekeeper, and team members. But if we classify the team role based on the behaviors, we don't have maybe 5, but we have only three types of roles. So now let's come to the 3 types of roles based on the classifying of maybe behaviors. So let's look at the one. So if we classify them into the criteria of behaviors, so maybe we have 3 roles. The first one that is action role, the second one is people role, and the third one is team ideas role. And please look at all maybe the things here and can you match the roles with their suitable behavior. So look at from A to H the behaviors and then match them with the 3 rows here: action row, people row, and ideas row. So 2 minutes for you to do the task. Okay, now the whole class, so let's come back. Okay, so can you match the row with the behaviors? Now, firstly, Hoàng An first. Hoàng An, Bùi Hoàng An.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
I match one with um
I think that you should maybe look at the rows on your right first and then match them with the. I'm sorry, look at the behaviors on your right first and then match the behaviors with the row on your left. So it would be easier for you to do. Okay, now, for example, ask other people what they think of film. So it belongs to.
I think it's belong to action role or
No,
action
not
roles.
action row. Not action row, Hoàng An. Let's look at that one. Ask other people what they think of film. So it should belong to.
People role.
People's row. Okay. So thank you, people's row. Okay. Now the next one, Huyền. Hoàng Huyền. I'm sorry, Hoàng Huyền Trang. Hoàng Huyền Trang.
I think B is action roles.
B is action row. Offer to do something practical. Action row. Okay, that's good. Okay, so Trang, can you do another one for me? C.
C is idea roles.
Remind people about goals, ideas, role. Okay, thank you, Chang. Now the next one, Khoa Đăng.
Okay, so put forward the new suggestions, matching ideas road.
Put forward new suggestion, ideas, role. And what about try to reach a decision that everyone can agree with?
Action road.
Try to reach a decision that everyone can agree with. Action role. Okay. Thank you, Hoa Đăng. Another one. Bùi Trang. Bùi Trang. Suggest an alternative viewpoint. Okay, ideas row and push people to make a decision.
It's not action role.
Okay. Push people to make a decision. Action row. Okay. Thank you, Chang. Now the last one. We have to look back at on. Ideas row. Okay, correct. Action row. What about people row? People row ask other people about what they think of film. So do you think that we need to correct anything? Theo các bạn mình đã làm đúng hết chưa nhỉ? Ok, Minh Đức.
I think the E should be low.
E. Try to reach a decision that everyone can agree with. Belong to
People role.
people row. Okay. People's row. Okay, because everyone can agree with. Okay, quite agree with it. Okay. So thank you. So it means that maybe that is the row. Maybe ties with the behaviors, right? Now the next thing is that if we have maybe the rows, we understand about the different rows. It means that we have maybe the rows from A to H here. And we also have maybe the phrases that we can use with that one from number 1 to number 8. So can you match the phrases that can use with the different rows here from A to H? So now 2 minutes for you to do the matching for me. Okay, now let's do the matching with me. I think that it seems to be very easy because if we understand about the rows, we can identify the phrases used with that. Now, so in order to make it easier for you, I think that you should maybe look at the phrases on your right first and then match them with the appropriate rows on your left. Okay, now, so anyone? Okay, Phương Thảo, first, number 1 and 2.
I think one must see.
Remember that our objective is okay, see. And then number 2.
Number two must is it.
Number 2, could you take note, please? Delegation to people. Okay, age. Okay, so thank you, Thảo. Now, can anyone do number 3 and number 4 for me? Okay, Ngọc Ánh.
Number three must D.
Number 3 matches with D. Is that right? Maybe there's another way to look at this. We could. Okay, put forward new suggestion and then.
And number four must A.
And number 4, you are looking for what? Okay, ask people what they think of film. Okay, good. Thank you, Ngọc Ánh. Now the next one, number Khánh Hiền. I'm sorry, Khánh Hiền.
Number 5 must be.
Number 5, I research the option right now. Oh, number 5. Number 5, I don't think that it is. Khánh Hiền, you said that number 5 belong to D. Is that right?
B.
B. Okay, B offer to do something practical. Okay, quite right. And number 6, have you thought of?
Number 6 is D.
Put forward new suggestion. Okay, good. Okay, and the last one, number 7 and number 8. Okay, Hoàng Huyền Trang.
I think number 7 is G and number 8 E.
Number 8 is E. Okay. Okay, that's good. Okay, so it seems that we know about how to use the phrases here to do the different rows. So that is the task for you to do next to practice about the phrases here. Now, I have maybe 4 situations here. I have 4 situations. So I have situation A, situation B, situation C, and situation D. And I also have maybe the 4 different roles here, including coordinator, team worker, action row, and ideas row. So you have to read the situation and think of what you might say in each of the situation. So remember, read the situation very carefully and then think of what you might say in each of the situation. For example, if we look at the situation number 1, someone wants to introduce a new agenda point, which he or she feels strongly about it, but it would take a long time to discuss this point and it is not very relevant to the goals of the meeting. So if you were the coordinator, what would you say in that situation? If you were the team worker, what would you say in that situation? And if you play the role of action or you play the role of idea, so what would you say in that situation? So discuss with your partner and then tell me after 10 minutes, right? Okay, so please discuss with your partner and then after 10 minutes we will come back to the main session, right?